All I know is that Dillon Gabriel is not the answer. And Shadur Sanders will be.
They're saying Kevin Stefanski would rather walk away than let Shedeur Sanders start. That's wild to even imagine, a head coach ready to quit just to keep a young, hungry quarterback off the field. The whole situation's got Cleveland buzzing, and it's not hard to see why. Why is Shedeur being treated like a threat instead of a golden opportunity? Why does every single thing this man does turn into a headline in Cleveland? It's starting to look less like strategy and more like straight-up ego and politics. Because let's be real, fans aren't blind. They see the game, they see the numbers, and those numbers, ugly. A 59% completion rate, barely 171 yards per game, and 4.9 yards per attempt. That's not just bad, that's embarrassing football for a team that keeps talking about rebuilding. You can't build anything if your quarterback can't move the ball down the field. Dillon Gabriel's out there playing like the job's already his for life, and somehow he's still being treated like a sacred cow, protected at every turn. Meanwhile, Shedeur's sitting there on the bench, loaded with talent, arm strength, and that field vision that could actually bring some life back to the Browns. So what's the deal, Stefanski? Is it pride, fear, or maybe you just don't want the world to see that the guy you keep ignoring might be the one who saves your season? Because from the outside looking in,
he gets an opportunity. So what's happening right now is I look at Dillon Gabriel's stats, 59% completion, 171 yards passing per game, which is bottom of the barrel. This is even worse, 4.9 yards per attempt, bottom of the barrel. 4 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, which he had none, and then last game he had a couple. His QBR is second worst to only Cam Ward, 27 to 24. Pro Football Focus ranks him the worst quarterback by far in pro football. So I've seen enough, and yet Stefanski knows that over his dead body as the head coach, will Shedeur get it?
It's not Shedeur that's holding the team back. It's the people too scared to let him shine. When you've got a player like Shedeur sitting on the bench, refusing to even test him out isn't coaching. It's ego, plain and simple. And that's what's making Cleveland fans lose it. Why does it feel like Kevin Stefanski's scared of Shedeur Sanders, like he's guarding his playbook more than the scoreboard? It's starting to look like he's protecting his pride instead of protecting the season. Because let's not sugarcoat it, Dillon Gabriel's numbers are screaming bench me. Every week it's the same story, the same stale offense, and somehow we're all supposed to act like everything's fine? Nah, fans see through that. This isn't about loyalty or team culture anymore.
So he's saying, well, I'll switch up to Tommy Rees. And I've always liked Tommy Rees because he coordinated at Notre Dame and then he coordinated for a year at Alabama. And I think he could be pretty good. But Stefanski is saying he's seeing the writing on the wall. It's not going to get any better with Dillon Gabriel. Stefanski knows Dillon Gabriel ain't it. So now if Stefanski keeps calling plays, it'll just look worse and worse for Stefanski. So he is shifting the blame. He's saying to Tommy Rees, well, you sit on the hot seat. You call him.
This is about pride, control, and fear. Shedeur's proven at every single level that when you give him a chance, he delivers. The man's calm in the pocket, reads defenses like he's been in the league for years, and brings energy that actually electrifies the offense. You can feel it when he's out there. The tempo shifts, the players wake up, and suddenly the game looks alive again. So why would a coach let the whole season burn just to keep that kind of fire on the bench? What's the real reason here? Is it ego? Is Stefanski scared that Shedeur might step in, dominate, and make him look replaceable? Because if Shedeur gets that chance and lights up the field, all those system fit excuses and development timeline speeches vanish instantly. Let's face it, Dillon's not the answer and everybody knows it. Shedeur is. But politics keep him locked out while the team drifts toward disaster. So how long is Stefanski going to keep playing it safe while the season falls apart? How long before someone in that building finally says what every fan is screaming already, give Shedeur the damn ball? And now we got to talk about this play calling drama because it's getting ridiculous. Stefanski's watching the offense fall apart.
And then I can say, well, don't look at me, it's his fault. Look, we're going nowhere slowly because of his play calling. and not me. So he's just, it's a last gasp. I agree with you. His time is up, and he probably knows it, but it's the second year he's shifted blame by saying, no, I'll let somebody. It was Ken Dorsey last year, and then Ken Dorsey got fired at the end of the year, and Stefanski.
Right in front of him, and instead of owning it, he's running the same tired play he's been running for years. Shift the blame, save the name. He did it last year with Ken Dorsey, and now he's doing it again with Tommy Rees. It's the oldest trick in the coaching book. When things start to crumble, just point fingers and pretend it's adjustments. But come on, fans aren't stupid. If every single coordinator ends up looking bad under your system, maybe the issue isn't the coordinators at all. Maybe the issue is you, Kevin. Stefanski knows Gabriel's not getting it done, yet he keeps shielding him like he's some untouchable franchise savior. Meanwhile,
Survived. So he's hoping this will be another shrewd move to save his job. And I'm with Akeem. I don't think you can save his job.
He's going to have a long career ahead of him. It's not that important for him to play week 9 in his.
Everyone else gets tossed under the bus just to protect a narrative that's falling apart faster than Cleveland's playoff hopes. That's not leadership. That's straight up desperation. You can see it in his sideline body language, the fake calm, the forced explanations after every loss. This move to hand things over to Tommy Rees, it's not about creating change, it's about creating cover. Stefanski wants a scapegoat when the offense crashes again, and Rees just got handed that role like it's part of his job description. But let's be real, how many times can this man hit reset before fans stop buying the act? How long before the organization finally says, enough's enough? Why won't Stefanski admit his play calling has gone stale? Why keep defending a quarterback who can't produce when the numbers and the tape both scream it's not working? And most importantly, why keep blocking Shedur's shot when the entire city can see what's happening? The truth's getting harder to hide.
First year when he hasn't had a lot of reps. You're going to say, that's bullshit, he can play. You guys don't know what it takes to call play in the huddle and recognize the defense and look at the front, handle the blitzes. They're going to blitz the shit out of Shedeur because they know he can't run very good. So he's got to know the blitz pickups. He got to know, that's hard to do. It's hard. So it's not the end of the world if he doesn't play this year. He gets another off season under his belt, compete his ass off, start next year. Everybody can talk about the greatness of Shadur Sanders. It doesn't have to happen week 10 of the regular season in his first year when he's been taking no.
And Stefanski's running out of excuses. How long can a coach survive when he's blaming everyone but himself? Man, this whole he's not ready yet argument is getting old. Every time someone mentions Shedeur Sanders, the same tired excuse pops up. He needs another offseason, more time, more development. Please, that's not coaching, that's cover for bad decisions. How can a young quarterback ever be ready if he never gets real snaps? You can't learn how to read a blitz or call a huddle from the bench. That comes from being in the fight. Shedur's already proven he can handle pressure. He's faced tough defenses, stood tall in the pocket, and delivered when it mattered most. Acting like he's too inexperienced is just lazy talk from people afraid of shaking up the system. If you actually believe in a player, you build around him, not hide him behind excuses. And let's be real, keeping him off the field isn't protecting him, it's slowing him down. You're not helping a quarterback grow by keeping him wrapped in bubble wrap. The offense is already dragging, Gabriel's putting up empty numbers, and the fans are running out of patience. So what exactly are they waiting for? The perfect time? Because guess what? There's never a perfect time in football. Great players create their moment. Every legend started by taking hits.
Good with Stefanski sticking with Gabriel as long as you stick with him as well. You sticking with Gabriel as the guy and then saying put that on somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Like, I'm good with Shedeur not playing because it gives you a year under your belt. We've seen first rounders don't play their rookie year. Give him a year under his belt. Let him learn. Let him watch all the mistakes that dude is making, that other guy made, and he's got the pedigree to be a starter in this league. Like that, man. I mean, he got the pedigree to be a starter in this league.
Learning fast and growing under fire. That's how you build confidence. That's how you create stars. So why act like Shedeur can't handle that grind? Why baby a player who's already proven he's tougher and smarter than people give him credit for? Why bench the spark that could save the team when the current plan's clearly falling apart? At this point, the real question isn't whether Shedeur's ready, it's what they're so scared of if he finally gets his shot. I don't buy that whole let him sit and learn excuse for 1 second. You can't keep preaching patience when the guy ahead of him isn't producing anything. Watching bad football from the bench doesn't build confidence or chemistry. Playing does. Shedeur doesn't need a whole season to develop. He needs real reps, real drives, and a real chance to lead. He's got the mindset, the pedigree, and the poise to compete right now. If everyone keeps talking about his background and talent, then what's the holdup? Use it. The Browns don't need more wait-and-see plans, they need results. Keeping Shedeur on the sidelines isn't development, it's delay. Pure and simple. And let's stop with the lazy comparisons to first-rounders who sat behind legends. Those guys were learning under proven veterans, not quarterbacks barely holding on.
We didn't do shit. But anyway, I think a lot of times the head coach, though, the preparation needed to come up with a game plan and call plays effectively can become overwhelming, especially with all the pressure on you. And if you have confidence in your offensive coordinator, if you're on the same page, technically it's like the same person calling plays because you're actively involved in the game plan. A lot of it's situational football, red zone, third down, short yardage, first down shots, you know what I mean? So you're still active in the game plan. You're just letting them have the headset and talk to the quarterback. And maybe that is a calming feeling for the quarterback to talk to the coordinator. Maybe they'll be on the same page a little bit more. And maybe Stefanski just wants to take a step back, take the headset off, put the headset on, chew some gum like some of these other.
Dillon Gabriel hasn't earned that level of protection, protecting him at the expense of the team's growth. That's not loyalty, that's sabotage. Shedeur has every quality you want in a young leader. He's calm under fire, reads defenses like a pro, and never loses his focus when things get chaotic. So why keep holding him back? Why waste another week pretending this plan's working when everyone in Cleveland can see it's not? If a head coach can't handle the pressure of making the tough call, if he'd rather protect his pride than fix his offense, then maybe Kevin Stefanski isn't the guy to lead this team anymore. Because at this point, the only thing developing in Cleveland is frustration. That's exactly what being a head coach means, leading under pressure. You don't get to step back when your team's falling apart in front of millions. Stefanski handing off play calling isn't some calm, confident leadership move.
Coach, I completely appreciate what you say about playing quarterback because it's the hardest position to play in any sport, and especially at this level. But this kid is special, and
it's straight up damage control. He's not trusting his coordinator, he's dodging responsibility and trying to redirect the heat. Because let's be real, if Stefanski actually believed in his offensive plan, he wouldn't be stepping aside at all. A real leader doesn't hide behind a headset. He owns what happens on that field. And this talk about making the quarterback more comfortable? Please, how comfortable can any quarterback feel when the entire system around him is collapsing? If the plan was solid, he wouldn't need someone else to talk to the quarterback for him. That's not leadership. That's panic disguised as delegation. Why change voices in the middle of chaos instead of fixing the root of the problem? Why pass off the most important job on the team when the season's already teetering on the edge? This isn't about strategy, it's survival mode. Stefanski's hoping that by taking a step back, he can buy time, shift the spotlight, and save face before things completely implode. But fans see right through it. This isn't confidence, it's fear. And the real question every Browns fan should be asking is, how many times can Stefanski step back before someone finally tells him to step out? Because let's get one thing straight. Shedeur Sanders isn't just another young quarterback. He's the one player who could turn all this chaos into something real. If they just let him play. He's built for this moment.
he just has a feel for playing a position. And you've seen young quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels, who just had a feel for how to play the position. Maybe he runs too much. Maybe he'll figure that part out. But it worked last year at the highest level. And if Shedeur gets the opportunity, he'll just make it work. Despite all the things you say, they'll blitz the hell out of him. This is going to happen. It's going to be going so fast, he'll slow it down in his head because he's played that position his whole life to be this. His father raised him that way. And you said he doesn't run well. he's underrated with his legs. He doesn't have Deion's legs, obviously, but he can hurt you with his legs because they call plays for him at Colorado. They call quarterback draws. They call some read option, some zone read. So I just think if you give him a chance with that run game and this defense, it'll start to pop. And if he had been the starter from day one, I guarantee you Cleveland would be the talk.
You can see it in the way he moves, the way he stays cool when everything around him is chaos. That natural calm under pressure. You can't coach that. Some players are born with it, and Shadur Sanders is one of them. He sees the field, adjusts on the fly, and leads like he's been doing this for years. That's what separates Shadur from the rest. Instinct, and no amount of time sitting on the bench will ever create that. Experience does, and he's already got plenty of it. He's been groomed for this his whole life, taught by one of the sharpest football minds in the game. Yeah, defenses are gonna blitz him. That's football. Every great quarterback gets hit, gets tested, and gets back up. The difference is, Shadur knows how to slow the game down, make smart decisions, and turn pressure into poise. He can move, he can throw, and most importantly, he can lead. So why are they still doubting him? Why keep holding him back when the offense is gasping for energy? Why act like he's not ready when everything about his career screams he is? Give the man his shot. Because if Shedeur had been starting from day one, Cleveland wouldn't be stuck in the same endless frustration. They'd be shocking the whole league by now. And honestly, this whole situation smells deeper than just coaching hesitation. How does a player with Shedur's numbers, pedigree, and leadership just fall that far in the draft?
That night, when he fell just through the first round, Mel threw a fit on air in a way that I've never seen him. He lost his temper on air at the NFL for what you're talking about.
Yep.
It's a conspiracy where they've all just said no to Shedeur. And then he falls through the second round, third round, fourth round, into the fifth round.
That's not coincidence, that's politics. Even Mel Kiper lost it live on air when it happened. You don't get that kind of reaction unless something behind the scenes is off. And now in Cleveland, it feels like those same politics are still running the show, holding back real talent for reasons no one wants to admit. And now we're seeing the fallout from all those hidden politics play out in real time. The locker room split, the fan base is restless, and everyone's starting to whisper the same thing. Maybe Stefanski's protecting something bigger than just his playbook. Because let's be honest, no coach digs their heels in this deep unless there's more at stake than just a quarterback decision. You can feel the tension in Cleveland right now. Players are tired of dodging questions, reporters are sniffing around for leaks, and fans are blowing up social media demanding answers. It's chaos, and yet Stefanski still won't budge. It's like he'd rather let the season crash than admit that Shedeur Sanders might actually be the spark this team's missing. And that's what makes it so wild. Shedeur's not some untested rookie out of nowhere. He's polished, focused, and sharper than most starters in the league. The guy's got NFL bloodline confidence, calm under pressure, smart with the ball, and dangerous when he gets rhythm. Every time he's been counted out, he's come back stronger, and everyone knows it. So why the wall of resistance? Why the constant hesitation? Maybe it's pride, maybe it's politics, or maybe it's fear. Fear that once Shedeur steps on that field, the whole narrative changes overnight. Because when he shines, every excuse crumbles, every system excuse collapses, and every bad decision gets exposed for what it really was. You can almost feel it building, that moment where one play, one snap could flip everything. The fans know it, the players sense it, and even the media is starting to smell blood in the water. Cleveland's tired of the waiting game. They want action. And if Stefanski keeps blocking the future to protect his past, he might just find himself watching Shedeur light it up from a different sideline. Because ready or not, the storm's coming, and Shadur Sanders is the eye of it. The tension in Cleveland has reached a breaking point. You can practically feel it in the air.
And there's one wacky sort of Jerry Jones wannabe owner, and it's Jimmy Haslam in Cleveland, and he's the only one who told his people, I don't care what you think, because Stefanski said no. And I don't care what the GM says. I want him because Jimmy Haslam took Deion and Shedeur to dinner before the draft, and he liked the hell out of them.
The locker room whispers, the fans' anger boiling online. And the analysts finally saying out loud what everyone's been thinking. This isn't just about football anymore. It's about control. Stefanski's grip on the team is slipping, and Shadur Sanders has become the symbol of everything he's trying to hold back. The craziest part? The players are starting to notice too. You've got veterans quietly backing Shedeur, rookies looking to him for energy, and a fan base that's rallying around a quarterback who hasn't even been given his shot yet. It's not just a quarterback controversy anymore, it's a full-on culture clash between the old way and what's next. Because Shedeur represents change, real, undeniable change, and that's exactly what scares the system. He brings personality, confidence, and a calm fire that Cleveland hasn't seen in years. Every time he walks into the facility, cameras turn, voices drop, and the energy shifts. You can see it. The team's morale lifts just being around him. Meanwhile, Stefanski's still clinging to his process, hoping it buys him time, but the clock's ticking fast. Every loss, every missed opportunity, and every excuse only adds more pressure. Fans aren't patient anymore. They want results, they want spark, they want Shedeur, and you can tell something's about to snap. Maybe it's a blowout loss that forces the change. Maybe it's ownership stepping in, or maybe Shedeur just makes it impossible to ignore him anymore. Either way, this situation can't drag on forever. Cleveland's ready to explode if nothing changes soon, because at this point, it's not just about who starts, it's about who believes. And right now, the city believes in Shedeur Sanders more than it believes in its own coach. Stefanski's saying no, the GM's acting like it wasn't his call, and the owner's the only one who actually believes in Shedeur Sanders. It's a circus behind the scenes, messy, tense, and full of the kind of quiet drama that tells you fear and ego run this league more than strategy ever will. The fans see it too, and most of them are done with the excuses. They're tired of hearing about development plans and system fits while the team keeps losing. So why is everyone inside that building still fighting over the obvious?
That was the GM's pick.
He did, but
He
you
said
got
the
to say
GM
that.
picked him.
He just tried to make it
He
look.
said that was his
he
pick.
tried to
No,
help
it
the
was the
GM out
Jimmy
look good.
Haslam pick.
He said the GM picked him.
There's a lot of there's a lot of stuff coming out here that I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of conspiracies
I don't know,
about
fellas.
Shedeur, but 60% of the chat says enough is enough, play Shedeur. We know the people want Shedeur to
This kid's rise isn't some fluke, it's destiny. So what are they really afraid of? That he'll prove them wrong? That he'll make the people in charge look bad for doubting him? Because from the outside, it's painfully clear. Shedeur hasn't been the problem. He's just been the one they're too scared to unleash. And that's what makes it so frustrating. This has nothing to do with talent. It's all politics. You can feel it, the way the conversations shift whenever his name comes up, the way decisions drag on like someone's protecting a secret. But sooner or later, the truth's gotta break through, and when it does, Cleveland's entire narrative will flip on its head. Stefanski can keep pushing back, but even insiders are starting to admit what fans already know. Shadur Sanders deserves his shot. Every day they keep him benched, it just looks worse for Cleveland. The city's ready for a change, ready for something real, and Shedeur might just be that spark that brings it all back to life. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and tell me what you think below. Do you believe Stefanski's fear of losing control is the only thing stopping Shedeur from finally starting? Let's hear it, because this story's just getting started. And you know we'll be here breaking it all down in the next one.